Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Teens Read. Sorry for not having uploaded in a really long time. I just went through the process of videoing three videos, but then it was like recording when it wasn't supposed to be recording and not recording when it was supposed to be recording. It was pretty annoying. And then I realized the first two videos I had already uploaded, or at least I'd uploaded a version of them. It was the Slime Dungeon / Dungeon Wars. And so, yeah, I'm pretty tired. And then I was trying to upload it again, and then Jeffy interrupted me. But we're all good, and I'm trying again. So the book series that I'm talking about is called Limitless Lands. And it's a really interesting book series. It's another lit RPG, literary role-playing game. Basically a book about a video game. And I really like these because they don't really have to make it make sense. Like, it can be, kind of random. As opposed to regular fantasy, there aren't, respawns and stuff. So, in Limitless Lands, basically the main character is called Raytak. And he is an old army retired veteran. And this is set in the future, where there's med pods to take care of people, but it doesn't matter. So he ends up in a video game, and he gets the class Commander. And the Commander class is basically he can control various NPCs, so he basically creates an army. And what he does with his army is that he goes and he protects this zone called Hayden's Knoll. And so basically the entire book series is about him trying to take over Hayden's Knoll and then defend it against the next zone over called Barga's Crossing. Very strange name. But what I really like about it is how he uses his different troops, because he has a variety of troops. There's debris skirmishers, there's runesmiths, there's all different types of different units that he has, and he utilizes them each in different ways. So he utilizes the scouts as range damage because he's not really good at having range damage, and he uses the debris skirmishers as just backup troops because they can move around fast and get to where they need to be. And he uses trolls as backup because they're super strong and can basically just obliterate anything. And it's just really fascinating how they have him use different strategies. Also, I really like how they basically balanced his character out. They made it so that he individually wasn't very powerful, but he and his men could be super strong, and basically they took over the entire zone of Barga's Crossing, or not Barga's Crossing, the entire zone of Hayden's Knoll. Anyway, basically it's really interesting how they made it so that he wasn't overpowered, because he's really weak in person. And so my favorite characters are Raytak, who's the main character. He's just a really gruff but still loving individual. I like Yendes, who is his granddaughter, but he doesn't know that she's his granddaughter, but she does know that he's her grandfather. Basically, she knows that they're related. He does not know. And he can't figure it out, because if he does, then his memory will be wounded. And so basically he figures it out only in the very end. But it's really interesting seeing their, kind of relationship as, only one of them knows that they're actually related. So she's a really interesting character. I like Smash'em / Nolan. Smash'em is his, gamer tag or title in the game. Because he is basically a super shy person. But then he he starts off as a super shy person in the real world, but then once he gets into the video game and starts playing with friends, he basically opens up, and he's just a really interesting person. He's the kind of person that I'd like to meet in real life. And so he's just a really interesting character. Um, let's see, who else do I like? I like Ty, which is basically another retired war veteran. And he and Raytak have a very funny, interesting, humorous relationship with each other. They're both from different parts of the army. One's from the Marines, one's from the army. And Ty, who's from the Marines, is always teasing Raytak about being in the army, and it's just their relationship between each other is really interesting. And then I like Phineas, who's basically a shady merchant, and he's a really interesting character because he can be bribed or threatened or whatever, and he's always super funny and kind of scrounging and being thrifty basically, even though he's super rich. And so he's a pretty funny character, and I just find it enjoyable to read about him. So those are my favorite characters, and I just, honestly, this book series I would really suggest. It's really entertaining and exciting and all that, and it's just all around an awesome book series. So I hope you guys go and read it, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and leave a comment down below if you have any book suggestions for me to read, or anything you just want to talk to me about. So yeah, thank you for watching.